not on that handout, but you can jot it in the margins or something if you want. You need to know how to find slope. So how do we calculate slope?
Y equals m equals y1 minus y2.
Yeah, we usually do y2
Oh yeah.
minus y1 over
I'm not here today, so.
x2 minus x1. So you guys should be writing this down somewhere. I don't care if it's on that piece of paper I gave you, if it's on another paper. This is the first question on your quiz tomorrow. I'm telling you right now. So you have to know these. I'm going to ask you for slope, intercept, form. When I say slope intercept form, what does that mean? Y equals mx plus b. I'm going to ask you for standard form. All three of these were on your last quiz. Standard form, we maybe don't talk about it as much, but we see things written in standard form a lot and we have to change them. Standard form is that ax plus by equals c. So whenever something's written like that, we have to change it around. And the last one, this is the only new formula from the previous quiz, is the point slope formula. So that's what we've been using when we wrote our equations of lines. So that's our y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we need to know all of those for our quiz tomorrow. That's your first 4 questions. No surprises. Any questions about that? Okay. Then let's look at this handout. Okay, so first questions on your quiz. I'm just going to ask you to write the equation in slope intercept form. So I'm not going to do all these. Let's do problem 2. If I ask you to write this equation, slope is m, y-intercept is b, so this is a pretty simple one. The equation is y equals right? So those will be the first couple. Just writing your equation and knowing that you're plugging in your slope and your y-intercept. Then, let's go to problem 4. I want you to give me the equation from the graph. So if I'm doing it from the graph, we still need to figure out what our m and b are. So if I'm looking at this, b is my y-intercept. So we hit this y-axis at -4. M is my slope. Can you look at this line and tell me, will it have a positive or a negative slope? Negative, and we know that because it's decreasing. So we need to find 2 nice points on this line, so points that we can tell exactly, so maybe this one. So if I want to count my rise over run from here, I'm sorry, at this point I go up 1, 2, 3, 4. I go backwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it's backwards, that is negative. So then my equation, y equals m, -4/5 x, plus b, so you could say plus -4 or just -4. write the equation if I give you the slope and y-intercept or if I give you the graph. Let's look at problem 6. And everybody better be writing these down with me or I'm going to stop reviewing them. If I ask you to put this in slope-intercept form, that means y equals mx plus b. What form is it currently in? Standard. So we have to move it around. So if I subtract my 10x, so 3y equals negative 10x minus 15. Divide everything by 3, so y is negative 10/3 x minus 5. Okay, so just rewriting those equations. So that's all old stuff that we've been doing. Now let's get into some of the newer stuff. So I have given you the point and the slope and asked you to write our equation. And that's when we use our point slope formula, which you have to know. I'm not giving it to you, it's a question on your quiz. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we're paired. This is my x1, y1, we know slope is m. So y minus y1 is, no, I'm doing number 8. So minus negative 4 equals our m, 7/4 times x minus negative 4. So y plus 4 equals, we distribute, 7/4 x, 7/4 times 4 is 7. All right, what do we have to do to finish it?
Subtract 4.
Subtract our 4 over, because we have to get y by itself. So y equals 7/4 x plus 3. I want you guys to try problem 10. You have 2 points. So similar to the previous question, but we have a little extra here because I didn't give you the slope. So we have to find it, and that's where the slope formula that we've already written down comes into play. Slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is my x1, y1, x2, y2. So 4 minus negative 4 over 0 minus negative 5. I saw a couple people had a negative slope here, but minus and negative makes positive, so this gives us 8 over 5. So if you had a negative, you had a sign error along the way. Then we need our slope and one of our points, so I usually just go with the first one. And we plug into that point slope formula. So y minus y1, so minus negative 4, equals m, 8/5, times x minus negative 5. So y plus 4 equals 8/5 x plus 8. So make sure if you had that negative slope, it's going to mess up a few things right here. So make sure you're fixing it. Subtract our 4. So we should get a positive 8/5 x plus 4. Questions there? Most recent thing we've done is parallel perpendicular. You have to know the difference. What does parallel mean? Same slope. Two lines that never meet, and that only happens if their slopes are identical. What is perpendicular? Opposite reciprocals. Okay. So if I look at number 12, I want to go through the point, -5, 0, parallel to this line. So if I'm going to be parallel, I know that means the same slope. So I have to find my slope. So if I subtract my 2x, 5y equals -2x plus 10, divided by 5, so y is -2/5 x plus 2. So what is my slope? So now I use my point and my slope and plug into the point slope formula. So y minus y1 equals m, -2/5, times x minus -5. Y minus 0 is just y. Distribute the -2/5, so -2/5 x. -2/5 times 5 is -2. So y equals -2/5 x minus 2. Last one. Perpendicular means opposite reciprocals. So I first have to find my slope. Subtract my x. So 3y equals -x plus 6. Divide by 3. So y is -1/3 x plus 2. So the slope of this line is -1/3. If I want to be perpendicular, we flip it, so 3/1 is 3. Change the sign so it's a positive. So now we need the one going through -1, 2 with the slope of 3. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus -1. Minus negative is plus, distribute our 3. Add the 2. Y equals 3x plus 5. So this is exactly what your quiz is like tomorrow. You have to know all those formulas, and these are the types of problems I'm going to be giving you. Right now, you have time. You have to go through and do these odd problems. And then you have to show it to me. If you miss them, I'm going to mark them and you have to fix them. Okay, so you have to, that's your homework, but I am going to check it as you turn it in. You have to have them all right before you can be done for the day. Make sure you are working independently, because your